Matt, we're 5 games in. What are some things that you feel defensive-wise that Miami needs to look at and kind of hone in on as we dig deep into MAC play?
Yeah, obviously, through the first 4 games, I thought we didn't do a good job tackling or pursuing, and I thought we made it a point of emphasis last week, and I thought we got a lot better at it. Especially, getting guys on the ground, not so many missed tackles, and pursuit was good. And still just communication, and that just starts with me. I made some bad checks on Saturday that didn't get us in good position, especially on the back end. We were in man a couple times when we shouldn't have been, and it hurt us. So that kind of just goes back to me and what I got to do better on the field with my communication, and getting us in the right call. But I thought we did a good job of pursuing and tackling. Obviously, we got to be able to match routes better in the back end. They had 300-plus yards passing. I thought we did good in the run game. We made them a one-dimensional team. I mean, we held them to 30 yards until that last big run, which we got to fit up better. We got to come up with some answers for what teams are trying to do to us. But overall, I think. We're improvement. Obviously, Toledo's a really good team. They got a lot of explosive guys on the outside that can hurt you. They got 3 really good receivers, a really good running back, really good tight end and quarterback that can hurt you in a lot of different ways. So we got to keep coming in, fixing what we got to fix, especially from last week, and kind of just keep seeing how teams are going to try to attack us, and how we can get better at that. But I think we're good. We're gonna have a great week and go up to Eastern.
What did you see on Corbin's 2 interceptions last week?
Yeah, he's really good in coverage. He comes in. Obviously, Ty went down. He had to play coming at Mike, and he did a really good job. He's a smart kid. Sometimes I think he's smarter than me, which I don't give out that compliment a lot. But he's really good. He's really good in coverage. He has great feel, especially in our zone stuff. He works off quarterbacks really well, and he gets into windows. And he's a playmaker at the end of the day, and I'm really proud of him. And he's done a great job. I mean, he came in and played Mike for Ty after not taking a single rep at Mike linebacker all week. So it's really impressive what that kid can do. And he's a huge impact, especially on our third down defense. But he did a really good job on Saturday coming in and executing at a high level when he didn't take those reps at that position. So I'm really proud of him, and I expect him to continue that the rest of the season.
Matt, obviously expectations were high coming into the year. How do you keep the team just focused on there's a lot to still play for?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't want to start 0-1 conference, but since the divisions, are now away, we still can, win out and be up in Detroit. So there's still a lot to play for. Obviously, we're not down in any means. We got to have a lot of things to fix on both sides of the ball in ST. But we got a great group of guys in that building that want to come in here and compete every day. And I believe in them, and our staff believes in them to go and do the jobs. But I think we're fine. We can win out and be right where we want to be. So obviously the season's not over at any means.
After Miami not playing Toledo for quite a long time, now played them 3 times in a relatively short amount of football time. However, they did have a bye week in there. What kind of familiarity do you think you and the team had with Toledo, and maybe vice versa, them with you?
Yeah, I mean, not playing them in 10 years and then playing them 3 times in the past, games, 12 games. There's a lot of carryover. Obviously, it's different with players leaving and coming in throughout the offseason. But the scheme kind of stays the same. They run what they run, and we run what we run. So it was nice having those games of film, trying to see how they're going to attack us from last year and the carryover to this year. So we were able to see what they were trying to do on offense. They brought out some new stuff, but we knew what kind of team they were going to be. Obviously, like I said, they got a lot of explosive guys on that side of the ball that we knew we had to contain. And, we let them get out a couple times, and we let up some big plays that, we usually don't let up happen. But, having that film of the past 2 years really, really helped us going into that game.
Matt, you mentioned your run defense this past week. How confident, I guess, do you guys feel with run defense now facing a more run-heavy team in Eastern Michigan coming up?
Yeah, Eastern, really good running back. NC State transfer, big guy. Lowers his pads, he gets low. He can run you over if you're not bringing your feet on contact. Their O-line is huge, and they do a really good job on their run schemes. Really good job on their double teams on the D-line, climbing up to the linebackers. But I think our run defense has been stout the past couple of years, and I think it has been. I go into every game with our run defense being great, and great confidence in our front seven. And it's going to have to be exceptional this week against a really good O-line and a really good running back and a quarterback that manages the game really well. But, we're going to look at what they're trying to do to us. We're going to look at their schemes and be able to fit it up.
Just from a player perspective, I'm sure that occasionally you look around and see what's going on elsewhere. Does it occur to you that there's seems to be a lot of parity in the MAC this year?
Yeah, I've said it for 4 years. Like, the MAC is the MAC. I think everybody on their schedule has 8 winnable games, 8 losable games. And I think that's what's happening in college football right now. You just saw Vanderbilt take down #1 Alabama. I think if you don't bring your A game every Saturday, anything can happen, no matter who you're playing. And especially in our conference where you see, a lot of teams are, even on paper, you got to bring your A game. And, a team that's at the bottom can beat a team at the top at any given day. And that's the fun thing about this conference is you never know what to expect, and it's really fun going into games each week because, anything can happen.